guys, my name is Tommy Gamer Z, and today we're going to be reacting to hilar hilariously hilariously yeah hilariously ironic photos. Sorry if I can't say it right. I'm gonna hilariously that one. Hilariously ironic photos.
The most ironic photos ever. Yes, ever. The Republican, where the news hits home. And of course that van literally hit someone's home. Straight through the front door. This is like Donald Trump winning the presidency. It kind of just hits you, right? And he's a Republican. The Republican, where the news hits home. All of a sudden you're like, holy shit, Donald Trump is president. Some of you guys think it's good, some of you guys think it's bad. But anyways, guys, we're looking at the most ironic photos ever. These are just instances where the irony was so good. It kind of reminds you of Romeo and Juliet. So ironic. Is Romeo and Juliet even ironic? I don't know what I'm saying. I'm trying to sound smart. It's not working out. Let's jump right into it. Sure we can. Sure you can't. What are you doing? TNT? Didn't think that one through, did you? This is where Americans have to teach their children they're not always gonna get an award or a trophy. Have you ever seen those kids that just suck at sports? And at the end of the day, they get good effort. They get a trophy for participation. What? You get a trophy for accomplishing something. That truck driver was obviously one of those kids that would get a trophy for participation. His parents would always tell him, yes, you can do this. You can do this. You can't really do this. Sure we can. As my parents told me.
No, you can't.
Clearly. Damn. Oh! A statue that's enclosed and protected. And the ironic thing here, it says freedom. Freedom. This reminds me of America. We got freedom. But do we really have freedom? You guys decide for yourself. Some of you may say no, some of you may say yes. Do we have as much freedom as the founders originally wanted? Do we though? I don't know. I never did well in history class, so wow, this is awkward. Fasteners. Obviously, these fasteners aren't working. This is more like you had one job kind of fail, mixed with irony.
Oh man, that's the last section, by the way, because you can see here, this is like a preview of all the sections, right? And then it shows like the shadow part, the ball part, the spider part, the 4 times rocket part, and then this is like the UFO part. And see, that's like the end, right? Oh man, here we go.
Sorry. Yep. Let's see. Yeah, I kinda. He said to me this, and I did this myself.
Ironic photos. That's a mixture. We're combining memes over here. And of course it's at a Walmart. Why did I say of course? Because Walmart is always known for these types of things. No, I don't mean signs falling off. No, that doesn't usually happen at Walmart. I just mean ironic things happening. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go look at my Walmart videos. People of
No.
Walmart. Oh my god. It looks like this guy couldn't decide between being a gangster and going to aerobics class. Are you guys serious? Right now. Look at this. Oh, bro, I can see your outline of your underwear. Only at Walmart. You'll find people that are half gangster, half Pilates. Alright, I'll stop. I'll stop. What is he shopping for? Oh, he's shopping for some body soap or shampoo. He looks like he can bench press me, but at the same time, he wants to stay flexible. Should I stop? I'm not gonna stop. He looks like he Loki would go to a Kanye concert, but at the same time listens to Justin Bieber. Loki. A tutu. Oh my god, it's another one. Another one. People of Walmarts. This is how they are. Guys, I have nothing against Walmart. I actually love shopping at Walmart. Maybe that explains a lot of things. But there's actually a lot of Walmarts that have very strange people. You're wearing a tutu. To be honest with you guys, I love amusement parks. Like, I love roller coasters. It gives me adrenaline. I would say I'm an adrenaline junkie for sure, but I might not be after this video. This is the 10 craziest amusement park accidents. And for those of you guys that don't want to watch this, click away right now. But for those of you guys that you think you can handle it, we're gonna get right into this. So let's go.
10 crazy amusement park accidents. Ride of Steel, Darien Lake. U.S. Army Sergeant James Hackemer wanted to try every roller coaster at Darien Lake theme park, provided it was suitably safe to accommodate a double amputee such as himself. The Iraq war vet had no reason to worry after receiving assurances that he'd be fine on the Ride of Steel. Sitting right at the front, Hackemer fell through the harness on the ride's first incline and fell to a brutal, tragic death. Neither the lap bar nor the seatbelt restraints were able to sufficiently secure Hackemer. Action Park.
That's so stupid. The guy doesn't have legs. Most of these rides, they have the bar that goes down and it presses your legs, and that's how you can't slide out. But the guy had like one leg, half a leg. Why would you even let him go on? Dude, unless they had the vest, that's the only way. Over the head bar, not the lab bars.
It's a wonder that Action Park even lasted as long as it did. The park represented a perfect storm of unsafe rides, some drunken and belligerent patrons, and plenty of disinterested teenage employees. A litany of incidents as the park resulted in at least 6 deaths from a variety of causes that range from heart attack to electrocution to drownings. In one particular incident, a man was killed when the car he was riding in came off the tracks of the Alpine slide, causing him to smash his head on a rock below. The Cyclone, Coney Island. The Cyclone roller coaster has become such a historic fixture within Coney Island. The ride isn't a stranger to ignominy, although 2 rider deaths in the 80s both came as a result of reckless rider behavior. One particular rickety ride on July 31st, 2007, however, left 53-year-old California man Keith Shirasawa in pain with numbness in his fingers. After being admitted to the hospital with what was later diagnosed as a broken neck, Shirasawa died days later due to complications of his injury. Puff the Little
serious?
Fire Dragon, Lagoon.
What the heck? Your arm hurts because you broke your neck? That is so scary. Next time my arm hurts, I'm gonna be like, wait, is my neck okay? I don't know, I try not to think about this when I'm actually on the roller coaster. Instead, I try to think about how not to, look like a pussy, because people around me are like, why is this guy screaming so much? Now I feel like I'm actually gonna like pussy out of these.
Amusement park. Sadly, it isn't just the high impact coasters that can result in safety
What
concerns.
the heck?
The first
there's no way that's
recorded
real.
ride-related death in the long history of the Lagoon Amusement Park came on the popular children's ride, Puff the Little Fire Dragon. On May 1st, 1989, 6-year-old Ryan Beckstead managed to wrest himself free of the ride's restraining devices and stood up as the ride was leaving the station. He quickly fell out of the moving car, but wasn't seriously hurt by the relatively short fall. However, he attempted to climb back onto the tracks just as another car was arriving, and he was struck and his...
Oh my god. I know he's 6 years old, but how stupid can you be? First of all, you release yourselves from what protected you from not, falling out of the track. And then now you fell out and then you decide to go back on the track. Oh my god. That's so sad. He's too young. He doesn't even understand.
Believed to have died on impact. Superman, Six Flags, Kentucky. The Superman Tower of Power vertical drop ride at Six Flags, Kentucky probably felt more like it was based on the character of Spider-Man's supervillain Dr. Octopus for a group of teenage girls in July of 2007. As the girls ascended on the ride, they became horrified upon noticing a number of support cables breaking loose and beginning to whip about freely. Their pleading screams for the ride to be shut off fell on deaf ears, and the cables viciously snapped back and forth as the riders were dropped in a free fall. Many passengers were injured from the cables, and one girl was forced to have both feet amputated. Flight Commander,
What the
Kings
heck?
Island. There's an old adage
is
that no
creepy.
publicity is bad publicity, but you still have to wonder whether an amusement park really wants to host the sci-fi program Ghost Hunters and its rumors of hauntings. The haunted reputation of Kings Island stems from a tragic, deadly 2-incident day at the park in June 9th, 1991. First, William Heathcote and park employee Daryl Robertson were both fatally electrocuted while trying to save another guest who had fallen into a pond. About an hour later, 32-year-old Candy Taylor was killed when she fell from the park's flight commander. Despite a truly
my
dark
God, it's
day,
the same
park
day.
remains open. Haunted reputation and all. Batman.
Okay, I'm not going to Six Flags anymore. That's it. That's it.
The ride, Six Flags Over Georgia. The park bears the brunt of the responsibility in making their ride safe and secure, but guests also have to know not to put themselves in the line of fire. That lesson hadn't been passed down onto a young park goer on June 28, 2008 at the Batman ride in Six Flags Over Georgia. Having earlier lost his hat on the ride, he opted to jump 2 fences to retrieve it, soon getting decapitated thanks to his dangerous proximity to the ride. Fujin Raijin 2.
Yo, how? I'm telling you guys, like, some of the way these people died, it's not even the park's fault. They're just stupid. Bro, you could ask someone to go get it for you. Don't just go near the track and, try to get your hat. Is your life worth a hat? Oh my god. That's the worst way to, die. I would say that's the worst way to die.
Expoland. For 37 years, Osaka, Japan's Expoland was a popular, thriving amusement park with more than 40 rides and attractions. Then came tragedy on May 5th, 2007. The country's worst amusement park disaster occurred when the Fujin Raijin 2 roller coaster derailed, killing one 19-year-old university student and injuring 19 others. When an investigation into the accident revealed a broken axle, it was revealed that the axles hadn't been replaced in 15 years. The park reopened a month later but was closed permanently shortly thereafter on account of poor attendance. Hydro, Oakwood Theme Park. The Hydro Water roller coaster
that
at
looks
the
so
Oakwood
dangerous.
Theme Park in Wales was known for its signature drop, but in April 2004, 16-year-old Hayley Williams faced a tragic plunge of an entirely different nature. While riding Hydro, Williams fell out of her car and dropped 100 feet, sustaining internal injuries that ultimately led to her death. The park was fined almost $400,000 for negligence after it was discovered that employees had habitually failed to check the bars and seatbelts that held riders in place. The Big Dipper.
Oh my god. Yo, but I mean, this is totally the employee's fault. Obviously, they have to check. Why wouldn't you check yourself either? Like, I always check. I always check to make sure it's secure, because I don't want it to let loose when I'm like in the middle of the roller coaster ride or the water slide. You have to check it yourself too. Don't just trust the employees.
Battersea Fun Fair. England's Battersea Fun Fair has the infamous, notorious distinction of being home to the worst roller coaster tragedy in history. In 1972, the ever-popular wooden coaster known as the Big Dipper served as the park's signature attraction in spite of its ricketiness and high level of required maintenance that demanded constant and meticulous attention. In May of that year, a rope that brought the cars to the top of the hill snapped and the anti-rollback feature failed, leaving a chain of speeding cars to smash into a wall at full speed. The accident killed 5 children and injured 13 more, with the park closing 2 years later on account of the negligence associated with the disaster.
Oh my god, guys. Like, it's not something you usually think about when you go to an amusement park. Gee, I wonder how many people died going on roller coasters. To be honest, I actually don't know if I'm gonna go now. Like, I'm really scared. None of these, roller coaster or like theme parks want to
some, videos, because, I'm almost running out of time, so, well, I'll see you later, and bye. Also, I hope you have a good day.